The June 11, 2019 meeting of the Rollingwood Park Commission is called to order at 8:06 a.m. Roll call, starting with you.
Miranda Breland.
Tony Hudson.
Colleen Preheim.
Sandra Farrell.
Is there any public comment? No. Okay.
Has anyone signed up?
I didn't see any signs anybody signed up, but are you looking for the public comment?
No, I've got that.
Okay.
I'm looking for the next.
The minutes, approval of minutes?
Then what we're going to do next?
Yes. I mean, we can speak about it. So, I read through the minutes. I found this, one small, looked like a typo. And I wish I had marked it down where it was, but it was simply just, yeah, I think so. I mean, it was.
There was one on the last page that we've already corrected. It was a 9. It's 2018. It should have been 2019. That's already been corrected on the copy. But the one sent to you has that in it.
Mm-hmm. I had one comment or correction, number 8, that I stated that I would coordinate with council member Buck Shapiro of the police department on the location where the signage should be located. That should say Steve Frank with Western Hills Girls Softball.
If Carrie, I took the notes. If I did that, it was in error because Buck was here, and so maybe I was just thinking that, but because it was Steve and I, and so.
So if we could correct that, otherwise everything looks great.
And I apologize.
Okay.
Is there a place to put it in?
I don't know. Robin, can you help Sandra? She looks like
I'm
she's
going to write it on this
trying
page.
to find something.
So it's Steve Frank instead of.
Buck Shapiro, yes, on number 8. Just substitute.
Okay. Well, I think that I make a motion that we accept the minutes with the correction that Marina proposed.
I move.
Okay. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Okay. Minutes are approved. All right, so update from Greg Fox with Cleanscapes LP regarding landscaping services in the Rollingwood Park.
Howdy.
Good morning.
Over here.
Go to the next place.
So you guys will have to walk me through this. Is this just kind of a general update?
Greg,
So
I'll update you.
Okay.
I asked Greg, I think I got some feedback the last meeting about the landscaping and maybe some shaping of some bushes, and so rather than try to lose something in translation, I asked Greg to come and give an update to hear feedback from you all on things that are going right in the park as far as landscaping goes, things maybe that you'd like to see different. Also, he has started not using the
Roundup and
the other banned herbicides and insecticides. And so he's got a little bit of rapport about what all that's entailing. So that's kind of what I imagined he would.
Yeah, so not using Roundup definitely makes our job a little bit harder. We try to use it responsibly wherever we can. We're working with a couple of the suppliers right now to figure out a good alternative to that. One that we use is Scythe. So you might see the guys spraying. They've got their own separate tanks for all their organics. Scythe is an iron-based product. There's a couple others that are out there that are considered organic weed killers, kind of contact, same sort of situation you'd use Roundup in.
Greg, could you spell that, please?
SCYTH. And so other places that we use that at that we've had pretty good success with is Dell Children's. We can't use any Roundup or anything like that in there. So we've used that there. There's a couple products that we're going to test kind of side by side in our shop is normally how we do it, just to see what the kill rate is. It's a lot slower on the organic, so, you know, just be patient with it. Know that they are spraying and kind of getting after it, but the Roundup does have a much faster kill. I understand why people don't want to use it. That's a whole different conversation, but just know that it's getting sprayed, and we'll kind of do some mechanical processes as well, maybe mowing a little bit lower, doing a couple other things when we can get away with it. But yeah, with Roundup is kind of out. We're looking for a good pre-emergent, which we've just never had success with. So you are going to see some lawn weeds, you're going to see some other things, and we're going to try and manage that with our mow heights and other aspects of work.
It's a game
So,
changer.
yeah, absolutely. It does. The crew, I know that, you know, it's old habits die young sometimes, and they've been told to kind of keep some of the trails a little less manicured. They do walk around, and I know we had an incident a couple weeks ago with the oak trees, that it was right at that eye level, and he witnessed a couple people going around them and made a couple cuts. All our guys are Oak Wilt certified. There's very little risk right around this area right now, if any risk at all. But he did make the cuts. I know that we've talked about that, and we've talked with him about that to kind of make sure that he knows. But, you know, they all sanitize their blades and then paint the wounds afterwards. So they were all under 1-inch cuts, which is typically what you try to avoid out in the hill country at this time of year. So that's kind of my wrap up right now. I know we've met, Tony and I have met once or twice on some projects, and then we can take any questions or comments or what y'all think. If we might need to change, or, you know, if we are getting too manicured in some areas, just let us know.
Well, previous park commission had requested that those purple sage bushes not be like flattened off on top and just be left in a more natural shape. And I noticed that y'all have been, you know, flat topping them. And I don't know, I mean, perhaps the tastes have changed. We can always.
I think that those should, it's not an English garden, you know, it doesn't need to be squared off in top.
And then also
Maybe you can trim it without doing that.
right, okay, just trim it for health rather than for.
Yeah, just the scraggly, but, you know, the shape is more natural.
And what about the rosemary bushes? You know, they're the ones that also that hang over the wall towards Rollingwood Drive are really sculpted too, like they're rounded mound-wise. How do you feel like we should really let them be more natural as well? Because I feel like we should kind of go one way or the other, because it makes kind of no sense to have some highly sculpted and then some, you know, all natural. So I'm just, I'm open to either way. I mean, we can try it natural if we don't like it.
Absolutely.
Back to sculpting, right?
Yeah.
How do y'all feel about that?
I'm on the park commission, but I really don't know that much about, you know, landscaping personally. And so I don't have a strong feeling, but I see, now that y'all mention it, where you're coming from, I don't have a strong opinion,
But I do want to say that since you guys have been maintaining the park, that I see a huge difference huge difference.
Well, we appreciate that. That's good to hear.
But, you know, how long has it been? Has it been a year?
Probably.
Getting close?
Yeah.
Getting
Right
close?
around there,
Yeah.
and maybe just over.
So I think it's a good idea to meet, right?
Absolutely.
6 months, 9 months, you know, as the seasons change or whatever. But overall, I walk the park. I'm in the park every day, and I see a huge difference day in and day out. And your crew is very considerate of people in the park and very attentive. And I think y'all are doing a great job.
Excellent. We appreciate that.
All right, so I just suggest let's go ahead and try the less sculptured look, and we may go back to the more, formal appearance.
Absolutely.
We hear feedback from the citizens, but at this point, if you could ask your crew to not carve up the shrubs.
Yeah, and that won't be a problem. Give us a little bit more time, kind of working on some of the weeds as well. So it'll be a good balance there. A little less on the shrubs, a little more on the turf.
Okay.
All right.
Anything else we want to talk to Greg about?
Any projects you guys want to kind of look at or get numbers on, mulch, pathways, anything else that we can help you out with there?
Well, if you look and want to bring something to our attention that you think is timely that needs to be done.
Okay.
I've heard a couple of comments about needing to mulch some of those areas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we brought that up last meeting, and Tony, you said that the rolling wood beds might be addressed. Wait to address the mulch till after the butterfly garden.
Yeah, they're going to put some
planting.
Yeah, add some plantings to some of those front beds, and then when after that's finished, we would want to remulch it.
Okay.
What is the time frame on that?
I'm not quite sure. I think they're waiting for Kerwin to be available. Yeah.
That coming soon?
Soon.
Yeah, I would hope so.
Yes. Yeah.
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 All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Y'all have a wonderful day.
Thanks for your time.
Okay. Item 6, update discussion and possible action on a recommendation to the City Council regarding Western Hills Girls Softball.
Steve Frank, Western Hills Girls Softball. Everything's kind of status quo, really. The only thing that's changed, we did have our insurance come up, and I have the new certificate for you to give. A couple minor things that the insurance company didn't get correct on one or two of the certificates, so I will get that corrected here shortly. Other than that, not much going on. I need to get with Little League. We do have 2 all-star teams up there practicing. Their big first tournament is this weekend, so it might be done, or if they play well, they might go another 2 weeks. So I will, update you at the next meeting if that happened or not. But yeah, so we don't expect any of the teams to advance past that, like to go to the World Series. I doubt they're good enough to make it that far, but we might have one team get to the next round called the regionals. This is sectionals. So we might have one more team up there for another 2 weeks, but that's us. Little League, I think they have kind of the same deal with their all-city teams. I'm not sure how much longer they go. And then other than that, I'm having trouble with kind of the same thing with the gutters, fencing companies, calling fencing companies to give me a call back. I think once I hear it's just small repair jobs, it kind of drops off their radar. So I will continue to call and try to figure that out. I think if Marina didn't update you when we walked the park, there was a couple areas on field 1. They had one of the like dog squealy things to walk in, and so we just felt like it's not really needed. That way we funnel more into the park to then see the signs. So we were talking about just closing that little thing off, and that's on field 1 here, the Little League Park. And then field 2 if you remember, they have a really big open section out in the outfield right across from Western Hills Athletic Club. And that is a definite area where a lot of people come in. And we're going to put a sign there, but we also felt like, why not just close it off? I don't see if it serves any purpose. The mowers go in somewhere else. They can go in somewhere else. I know they can go in there if they need to, but so those were the two areas we were looking to get repairs done to. And that's kind of it from what's going on with us, unless there's questions or concerns.
Well, I had a couple of questions. One was a suggestion, actually. Perhaps maybe you should look into hiring a handyman, like one of those handyman services, because they specialize in smaller jobs.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's a viable idea or not. And the other one was the city council did approve the replacement of the backstop.
Okay. And I've told Little League, and I think that's on their radar. I'll get back with them to make sure they know they can go forward, and we'll try to get it done.
They need to let us know when that work is going to be scheduled. We want to know.
Is that something I need to wait till let you know at the next meeting, or is it something I can funnel through an email?
Maybe you can funnel it through Amber, because it's been approved by city council. I think just the logistics of it don't need to go
timing, when they'll be there.
I'm going to piggyback onto Steve's presentation just to let you all know that the RFP, at the request of some of the bidders, was extended, the deadline, but we did receive a response. It was a joint response between Little League, softball, and a private owner, JR Craft. They have big plans for updating and improving our facilities to the tune of $100,000 investment into our facilities. I haven't read through the proposal in detail yet. I know the backstop is part of the proposal.
I think the part in our proposal was to do it on Field 2 also.
Oh, okay.
Because we were like, hey, we already asked for approval to do it on Little Leagues, and theirs definitely needs it.
Sure.
And then it was like, okay, part of the proposal, why don't we do a matching one on the softball field also? If it, if it all looks great, then it looks, more congruent and everything.
So I'm sorry, could you so this is a joint proposal with our existing leasing, thank you, and with an addition of a private company as well?
So, do you want me, or I know a little bit more than Amber.
Yeah, Steve, go ahead.
So basically we were approached by a resident of Rollingwood, JR Craft, and he has some very good plans and or interesting plans to take the park to a different level. The biggest thing, like I said, was to basically take over control of our concession stand and turn it into a cafe, coffee shop thing. Like I said, that's in the proposal. You guys will see that eventually. But the gist of it is basically for him to form a new nonprofit that would basically be, I forgot what he called it, but kind of stewards of the park kind of thing, and basically try to do this cafe, but then also plan lots of different other community events at different times up there. So it will be 3 nonprofit companies coming to you jointly, and he, at least the way our term sheet is set up, because we've had lots of meetings, because working with someone we didn't really know from the beginning, that nonprofit will be the master leaseholder, and then Western Hills Little League and softball would be sub-leasees along with him.
Okay, and that's the only, is this the only response we've had?
It's the only response we have.
All right, so my question is, are we kind of in the position where we have to accept the proposal since it's the only one we have?
Yeah, I was trying to think about how this would go. Yeah, I would say yes, and then you could work out any details through contract negotiations.
Okay. Cause I mean, I don't think it might be problematic to commercialize the field house for some of the residents. I anticipate, maybe I'm being paranoid, but I anticipate some backlash from the people who live nearby. So I would like to get that out there in front of people so that they don't act like they did when we did the master plan, where they thought we were doing it all behind closed doors, keeping it secret, and then springing it on at the last minute. So that's my concern, that people, especially the neighbors of the park, should be made aware of this. And I don't know the best way to do it, but I feel like they should be able to get invited to find out about it from the earliest possible moment.
Right. And I am hoping that this will be a nice way to help the park become self-sustaining rather than depending on, our CDC to continue to fund operations. I'm hoping that this will help address that. But to your point, Tony, it couldn't make this agenda, but we'll distribute to everybody. I probably will put it in front of council at the June meeting because just to get the word out, and knowing that we're on a kind of a tight timeline with the new contract supposed to be started September 1, and so we'll want opportunity to be talking about it. So we'll talk about it at the council meeting, introduce it to the council, and bring it back to you all to have any discussion and any recommendations at your July meeting or whatever that looks like.
Right. In order to make it public, do you think it would, after the city council has their meeting, do you think it would be appropriate to put something on Nextdoor Rollingwood, or to the proposal on the website and invite people to look at it?
Yeah, I think we could do that.
Yeah, because I really want it to make it seem as transparent as it possibly can. So, like when we had to justify the master plan, we were able to go back and say we put it all on, just showing all the ways that we tried to get it in front of people before we actually had votes on it. Because we had a lot of people come up for public comment at the very end, but not during the time. And I personally, I have no problem. I'd like to see it. I think it'd be interesting.
And I think he's definitely,
The good thing is he's a resident, and that's comforting.
when he's done some due diligence, at least with, I guess, people he knows and groups, and I think he's gotten a lot of positive feedback. And so, but yes, I'm sure you'll have some people that.
It could be a lovely thing.
And at least from what he tells us of how he would like to set it up, make nice seating and like a little bar area out front that overlooks the fields and stuff, and just another thing to get more residents, I think, in the park. And that was always the big thing we heard, like with the dog owners, is like, we're the ones that are actually up there socializing and stuff. And
this is bring our community together differently.
And that's the big thing, but like also to have, he mentioned movie nights in the park and things like that. So
yeah, that sounds pretty interesting.
How do you feel as from Western Hills Girls
So that was definitely a big thing because we had never met JR or anything. He came to us, and evidently we were the drivers of the extension, because he came to us like a week and a half before we were about to submit our proposal. And Little League and us had already decided that we were going to do a joint effort. And so, yes, we were and that's why we have a side term sheet. It's attached to our proposal, that to be very careful about what he can do to the actual fields. We're fine with relinquishing the field house. As long as as part of that he offers us space to keep some of our other stuff. But we got comfortable with as far as we know, he's here for the right reasons and things like that. Because and we're all for making the park nicer. And I think that's part of our proposal too, is we're going to hopefully do a much better job with the grass and the turf and all that. Because I go to other fields and, it is much more of a manicured actual grass feel rather than, ours is more of a natural grass with weeds and clover and stuff like that. So we're definitely talked with people to make some changes to make it much nicer up there.
How did he find out, or how did he become aware of the fact that we were putting out an RFP and approach you? And see
From
if
what I
that fits
understand,
on-
he's the next door neighbor of Mayor Dyson.
Okay.
And so I think they are friends, and we're discussing that there is a proposal out there and how to make the park better and how it goes along with the master plan. And so he is basically, from what I can understand, and a serial entrepreneur. He is like always thinking about creating new companies and stuff, and so this is his new little idea. So
Okay.
Thank you.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah, it does. And so there hasn't been fully submitted yet?
It's been fully submitted.
Oh, it
Yes.
has?
Yes.
Okay, is it possible for us to have the opportunity to read it?
Yes, we will distribute.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, thank you very much. All right, sorry.
was there any other, I know you said you had 2 or 3 things, but I didn't know.
It was just those 2 things.
Okay,
That's all.
thank you.
Thank you. Item 7, report from Public Works Director, including discussion and possible action on a recommendation to the City Council on pavilion, playground, park, fieldhouse maintenance, and park landscaping issues. So, Jackie Bob, you want to give us an update?
Yes, ma'am. I'm trying to get the water line in for the dog fountain. I'm having a difficult time. I need to let y'all know I'm going to rent a rock saw, which will cut my time in half. It'll be about $400, but I can do it in half a day for laying the line. I can lay that line in half a day.
So, where does the rock? What part do you need the rock saw for?
To
All
dig,
of it?
to dig the ditch.
Oh, because
It's a self-propelled saw. It's got a round cutter in the back with diamond cutters. I cut it 8 to 10 inches deep and nothing flat. It'll cut the asphalt. I'm gonna go through that parking lot. I'll cut through the asphalt from where there's a box next to the bench over there at the live oak tree. Eli and I've been talking. We're talking about going from the water up side parallel in Rollingwood Drive and going across. We'll bypass, go across the upper end, or the end you turn into the parking lot, that asphalt gravel covered parking lot,
Between the pool and the fields?
between the pool and the field. Well, it'll be where the parking area is. That'll impact everything less. We go through that existing parking area.
Okay.
Toward the driveway we currently have to go to the back of the field. We'll go across that right there. And I just pull that gravel and the asphalt back in the ditch. I'll have to put a little sand or granite gravel over the poly line. We're going to go down the center of the trail. I don't want to impact the rocks or anything. I got granite gravel in the back pin back here, so I'll put new granite gravel over that. And we'll go down there, we're going to turn it out at the dog fountain. We'll pull the rocks and turn it toward the fence there and stub out the poly line there. Once we get the poly line stubbed out, we'll come back and put the concrete in for the fountain. But I'd like to get that done this week. And I'm saying I'd like to, short of anything else that happens. I've had some pretty rough days of late. But we've been trying to get it, I told y'all to try to get it in last week. I didn't make it, but we'll try to get it this week, short of what else happens in life. But that's where I'm going right now. We got it marked on the fence back there with the pink ribbon where the fountain goes. It's just north, supposedly, of the dog station there, probably about 10 or 12 feet, I think. That'd be about right, wouldn't you, Marina?
you know
Okay.
where it is, right?
Well, I'd like to get that in this week, get the poly line in so I can work on the concrete. We haven't walked the trails as of the last rains. We're gonna try to walk them. They're working this morning. I had a swing broke in the back. I had to put new chains. It's that deal, not a swing, but where the kids walk across those bars. That one's down. I've got to replace all the chains on the top. They're all wore. I'm going to get that one back in, and I'll start doing the chains. I got enough chains to do 3 or 4 right now. To take the bolts out, put new chain at the top, and go from there.
So is it like have caution tape or something to keep kids off of it now? You said it was broken.
I pulled it, I'm putting it back this morning, so we'll have it back together.
You removed it. You removed
Yeah, I
it.
removed it completely out of there because it's too dangerous
I
on that one. And then we'll redo the others. They'll be fine right now, but I know what's going on. They're not wore, the chains aren't wore all the way through, but you can see extreme wear on them, and I don't want to leave them out there. I've got to replace it since I saw it.
Yeah, I think that if they're changed or
And I've got,
I know which one you're talking about, and I'm just concerned if somebody gets hurt, if
Yeah.
a kid falls
No, I
off
am
there
too.
and gets hurt, then there's a liability issue.
well, they're out there
because-
changing what we got this morning. They'll get 2 or 3 changes this morning
Okay.
before I go to my next project. But I just let y'all know that. And I haven't walked the trail, and if y'all know any work on the trail that's in bad shape, send me an email to a rough time it is. Like I said, I've got granite gravel out there to put in there and then back drag.
So you prefer that we send it to Carrie as a,
Yeah, send it to Carrie for a work order, and then we can keep up with it that way.
all right, yeah, so I don't know if you're aware, Colleen, but if you see something in the park that needs repair or attention, you can send a request for a work order to Carrie, and then she'll put it on Jackie Bob's to-do list.
And
as
she keeps them on
appropriate.
the desk, we check them every day. If we ain't got a water leak or sewer leak or something going on,
Okay.
we'll come in here and do that.
So I wonder, it sounds to me like you have changed the route for the water line
Yes, ma'am.
from the
I was
previous
gonna go-
discussion.
I was gonna go between the fence and the rock,
Yes.
but if I use the rock saw to get it done quicker, I've gotta have more area. It's probably 6 foot across the tires on the rock saw. And the saws between that is a 3 foot mark, so I have to have 3 foot from where the tire's gonna run to put the cut.
Okay, so the change is just driven by the tool that you
Yes,
prefer
ma'am,
to
it's
use?
driven
Okay.
by tool, nothing else, because I've used that to cut streets, it cuts asphalt like it's going out of style.
Okay.
In the rock saw here, we've used it before to put water lines in, and that's gonna be my quickest mode to get it in.
And it's $400 a day to
So
rent?
it's $400 for half a day, and we'll have it cut in half a day.
All right.
And that will come out, Tony, that, we're still $11,000 in the improvement of the park. That's 11,000 in that one.
I feel like, could, do we have the Friends of the Park fund that we have to spend by July 1st?
Okay, I didn't,
Could that be used for it?
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, I don't know what's in there, but yes, we can use that if you want to.
We talked about it in May, and we have that fund from Friends of the Park that we
I
have
thought
to.
you were gonna use it for the butterfly garden.
Yeah.
Oh, we
Last
did.
meeting.
Okay, we
we
decided.
And
for that.
Abel and I are on that situation, and we're gonna try to, get the full amount, and then,
Okay.
I think.
but that's what's going towards the butterfly.
All right.
as is,
Yeah.
because
I just don't want that money to go away.
No,
without
it's not
being
going
spent.
away,
Okay.
we're,
All right, and then hopefully when we get our fundraising project in order, that $400 will be absorbed pretty quickly. I have another question for you, for the boards for the bench repair, how many boards did you get for $800 and?
Oh, that's a no,
$9?
that's a picnic table, and I won't do it again. You'll go out there and look at picnic tables out front. That was a picnic table. I checked it the other day. I still haven't got my boards. I've got to go backtrack and see where I ordered them from, and I still haven't gotten those boards, and that's been over 8 to 10 weeks ago.
So what did you get for $800 and something
It's
dollars?
$350 shipping's what I got. I got to the cleaners after the fact. I didn't know it till I signed up for it. And I
Okay,
got all brand new boards to go on the park. The bench and the top are all brand new plastic boards that's 10 or 15 year warranty that won't go anywhere for 10 or 15 years.
so you got total replacement set?
Total replacement, yes ma'am. It's totally replaced with reinforcement bars to go with it. And that was $500 initial cost of that plus shipping.
Wow.
Okay.
labor to install.
Well, we did the labor. We was
I know,
here.
but it was
Yeah, it was
tedious.
interesting to
It was
put
a
together.
tedious project.
I think we'll check the price.
Yeah, so in that case, like in the future,
It'll be a new bench.
yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say,
Oh, yes.
sometimes.
We can pay about $500 or $600 more and get a brand new one of those powder coated benches. I think around $1,200 to $1,300 for those. So yes, ma'am, it's an education, expensive education.
Well, and then my next question, and I don't know if this is a park or a public works item, but I feel like the yellow curb on Rollingwood Drive and
Needs to be
some of the yellow curb around the park really needs to be
Okay.
repainted because it is so, I guess
It's
scraped
getting
up and faded that I don't know that people really respect it. And I was driving down Rollingwood Drive yesterday, and there was a big truck parked right up against the park.
New construction.
And they were doing construction, and they were hauling dirt across the street, and I saw a little boy on a scooter trying to get by. And it made me very uncomfortable. I feel like that, first of all, repainting the curb would help, but second of all, I think the police need to, it's right across from the police station. They can tell
They
them.
wrote some tickets.
I've seen them ticket before when
Yeah,
people
they
park
wrote some
there.
tickets, 'cause
But
that's
I think it
what
would help if it was yellow because some
Repaint.
people don't see those signs. That,
I've got the paint, Tony, so I'll get it painted.
Okay, I appreciate that. Does anybody else have any?
I have one while we have Jackie, Bob, and Steve here. When we were walking the fields for sign placement, we saw that rusted out bucket that
Yes, ma'am, I
has.
hadn't got to it yet.
Okay, shall I fill out a work
And that's
order?
concrete in there.
Yeah,
That's solid concrete.
wow, okay.
Yeah, I guess.
I've got to get the tractor apart to move that around.
Gee. Okay. Would you like me to fill out a work order?
Yeah, go ahead and get Carrie to fill it out.
Okay,
I'll keep where I'm at.
okay, thank you.
I got it.
You got it.
Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you.
All right, does anybody else want to ask any questions of Jackie Bob at this time?
Is there anything else, any other work that we're asking you to do that you could use the machine for? Well, you
Oh,
have it out
rock
there.
saw?
Yeah.
No, ma'am, it's
Okay.
kind of a one-use deal. If we had more line delay or anything else, but then that being said, Tony, you were talking about the irrigation up here at the Butterfly Garden. There's irrigation there, and when Cleanscape was here this morning, we may have to have them, once it's in, put some more pop-up heads or something to cover your plants.
Yeah.
But there is irrigation in there, but I don't think it's gonna be enough to do all of your putting in there, so we may have to upgrade it enough to cover what you're doing.
Wonderful.
Well, don't we have a plan?
Yeah.
Should we do this before?
No, it'd be better to let it get put in there and let Cleanscapes go in there, and they'll get the better coverage after the fact.
Okay.
We have a hose access out there in that meter box, we can hook up a hose. We can keep it wet until Cleanscapes can get it set up for us.
Okay.
All right,
Thank you.
thank you. Let's go on to 8. Update discussion and possible action on the proposed dedicated off-leash area water fountain fundraising program. So David's not here, but Amber did send an update about they are working on getting the Vanity URL.
It's completed. We're just waiting. The scanner's in a box right there. So we're just waiting for installation, and the bank has to do that. And then I've been on the authorization site to get that set up, but I can't set it up until that's working. So I'm just waiting for install from the bank representative to come over here and install it.
Okay.
But it's going quickly. We developed a page on the website, but we're going to have to redevelop another page on the new website when it gets up and running, which is very soon. So we're on the fence about whether to spend the time to put it on this website when we're just going to have to do it again.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a timing thing, and I don't know if there's been a decision made about what to do. But since that's not installed yet, we're kind of on hold. But we're waiting. We're in the waiting pattern for the process. It's just one thing depends on one thing, depends on one thing, and we just have to work through that.
Do you think having this done by 4th of July is realistic?
I don't know. I don't have an answer for that. I really don't. We've got the URL. It's up. We've got the page started. It's developed on this website, but I'm just waiting for this to get installed, and then hopefully, I'm optimistically pessimistic about it. It's one of those things that, like I said, it's a process, and you have to wait for one thing to get done before you can do the next step.
And the
So,
scanner that you're talking about for taking credit cards.
credit card
Okay.
scanner, yes.
But, we could do a table with checks on
Absolutely.
4th of July.
Absolutely.
So as not to miss that opportunity.
Yeah, if it looks like we're going to be shy of 2 weeks, I would definitely get the paper going to do that on the 4th of July.
Yeah.
And we can do that if that's where it looks like it's going. We're already the second week in June. I can't believe it, and it's in a box.
Okay.
So, and I've been in touch with the bank, but I just got to get someone over here to install it. So,
Well, I think, well, I think it would behoove us for this fundraiser to have a table in the park for the 4th of July to start selling papers. And
Yeah.
I think if the water fountain's not set up, do we have the fountain?
Yes, it's
It's
in the
here.
back, in the box.
It's here. Okay,
Still in the
so
frame.
it's possible it could be set up, installed,
Yes,
and
ma'am.
operating.
Short of major catastrophes, yes.
Okay, all right.
it's
So-
just like with Jackie Bob processes, you know,
Right.
we've got to
Yeah, and I know
work, yep.
it's prioritizing things as they come up too. Well, what do you think about having a table at the park that we man to sell papers? I guess Dave's not here, but, since
Well, I'm
this is
personally
our-
gonna be out of town, so I wouldn't be able to help out, but I do feel like that the 4th of July is a great opportunity for the public relations and to get it,
Yeah,
get people aware of it and get people to give money.
well, if
It's a-
nothing else, to have a park commission presence
Mm-hmm.
during the 4th of July gathering when we have so many people
Right.
down there. Well, would we need to get something approved at this meeting?
We did get approval for the signs, did we not, that,
We did.
John was gonna make?
Right, and I think he's working on them. I don't know where they stand at this moment, but he was working on the banner.
And what's the transaction? Is it credit card online? or-
Yes.
Okay, so could you not just accept like, promissory note or just like commitments rather than actually collecting the money there? I mean, I think if you get commitments from people and then email them when the site is up and running, I think most of them will follow
Right.
through.
If we have the form that they could either then do online.
Or take
do
home.
Online, or take home and drop off with a check that next week, or, because people may not have their checkbooks.
No one will have their checkbooks.
Right.
No one will have they might have their credit cards, but they
And
won't
their
have
cell phone to take a picture of the sign
Mhm.
with the
Yeah.
URL on it,
Yeah,
you know?
But if you can collect commitments even,
yeah.
you'll at least have a good number of names to email and
Just
follow up with.
the opportunity for the public information.
We could even just have some flyers for them to take home with them, so with the URL on it, and it's coming, look for it, watch for it. But and then on the flip side, you could do a form, and they could fill it out and bring it to
Exactly,
you.
exactly. And with the sign that, that David showed with, the different sizes and
Right.
that, and that's the sign you're saying is in progress.
I believe that's in progress. That same sign is something that we've put on the website, so it's going to look the same, so there's
Okay,
a
great.
cohesive
Okay.
look to it. So
Okay.
everybody, when they see it, they know what it's
Yeah.
referencing. Yeah.
Well, I'm not trying to,
No, I understand, no, I think we probably appreciate your,
I think we need to keep moving
carrying the
this
ball for
forward.
me.
Yeah.
What do you mean by commitments? I mean, tell me how that would look.
Well, I would advocate, I think people, if they take home a flyer, it might just get lost in the
Yeah,
shuffle.
exactly.
I think when people sign a commitment card and just say, yes, I want to support it and give, $20, $50, whatever, $10, I think they're much more likely to follow through because they feel like emotionally they've given you a commitment card. And then also you're collecting their email to then send out an email saying, hey, you committed to supporting the thing, here's the website. And I think it becomes more of an invoice, than just a flyer.
Right,
There's more of an emotional commitment.
right, okay. So
So
you think like
Colleen,
a
are
card
you
as
thinking like a sign up at the park, like just a big sheet where they could sign up with an email, or?
Sure, I mean, I guess I'm thinking of the way like our church does it, where they take commitment cards and the person would just fill it out and check the box, or there would be a blank space for an other amount. But there could be, 4 or 5 amounts and check the box and they sign it and they write their email and that's kind of all we need, right?
So are you just talking for a donation or to purchase the dog papers?
Either,
It
the
could
card
be-
could cover either of those. It could be
Yeah.
a money donation amount, or it could be a buy a paper and here's what I want the paper to say.
Mhm.
And that way you're not collecting any money, you're not transacting necessarily, but you're at least like getting people to feel like they owe.
Right.
And it becomes more of a commitment than just a flyer being handed out to someone.
Yeah, I like that idea. Our church does it, you can put your credit card number on it at that time. Do you think that that would be a little bit,
Yeah.
people would respond negatively?
I think the online thing's easier and people probably feel more secure.
To just getting them to commit.
If it's a index card type thing that they can fill out in less than a minute, I think you get more participation.
Yeah, it could be simply that. It doesn't necessarily have to be pre-printed. It could be, put your name and your email address and, if you want to buy a paper, just make a donation and put it in a box. Or pre-printed would be better, but knowing how slow things go, it might be hard to get that done before 4th of July. What do you think?
We could get a pre-printed card ready by the
Oh, you
4th.
could?
Oh, sure.
And it could look like the flyer
Probably, yeah.
with the choices on it.
4
Like
by
a
5.
half sheet or,
Well, depends on how much money we want to spend. If we want it color, if we want it black and white, I mean, color's going to cost us double of what black and white would cost. We can just print we can just get a copy from John Patello and ask, just to have it printed, quick print, and a little 4 by 5 card, and with information lines on it for them to fill out.
Yeah.
On the flip side, we could put all the paper sizes and the cost, the 250, the 150,
I'm thinking check boxes, mark the box and give them whatever, 5 or 6, and there could be another box with a dollar sign in front of it.
Right.
As simple as possible.
Yeah, maybe you could work with Robin how to design it.
I am happy to work with her.
Okay.
I think David should be.
And David
Yeah,
Williams as well.
Sure.
Yeah.
And why wasn't he able to come, did he say? Is he on vacation or is he
No,
just busy
I
at
think
work?
I think he had he was out of town, but I
Okay.
don't recall if it was business or
All right.
pleasure.
Okay, yeah, let's reach out to him.
Okay.
And I'll do that.
You will do that?
I'll just tell him what we talked about and, I'll just give him a verbal.
I think it's a good idea to
Summary.
get this will give everyone an opportunity to get the word out about it also, kind of in an informal, kind of like a soft opening,
Right.
And then we can, once we get everything set up on the website, then I just hate to promise something on the website when I'm at everybody else's, if I was
I love
doing
the
it,
idea of the
Well,
commitment card because we can hold on to them for a month or two.
People wouldn't have their credit cards at
They will not, and they won't have checkbooks.
So that's not, let's not, that be the whole.
Yeah, I don't know that we want to collect money.
No, not at all.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Too much.
Well,
Well,
and-
partial payments might be hard to keep track of.
Well, and people will expect it to be built if they give money right then and there.
Yeah.
If you collect a commitment and then ask them for the money when you're actually ready to build it, you're not
Yeah.
losing that trust. Yeah.
Good point.
Or you're not
I'll
getting
let
people here
Amy know.
demanding where the thing is that they paid for.
I think Amy needs to know that we're gonna have a table in the park.
Well, yes.
I can let her know.
We need to, yeah.
I think she's coordinating the 4th of July. I don't think she's the chair, but somehow she's.
Would you be willing to reach out to her and ask her?
I'll do it,
Are you?
because I'm helping with the raffle.
Oh, okay.
So I guess we're asking if we can have a table at the.
Yes.
Yes.
Katie Rowland.
I'll ask.
Okay.
All right. So things are moving along. But I love the idea of the commitment card. Thank you for sharing that with us. So let's go, should we go on to 9? Discussion and possible action on a recommendation to the city council regarding signage for park and ball fields.
Okay, so
No,
Or
ma'am.
just, that's
I
this
know
here?
a lot
That's,
about it.
yes,
It
and
has to be
I
done.
did the
It's sitting
printout
out
because
the
my
book, I do
the
know
scanning did not
anybody
look
posts
so
on
good.
the
But
side.
Okay.
a week ago, Steve and I and Chief
Chief what it amounts to.
Pampa and Jackie Bob walked the park trying to think where are the optimal locations for our signage that we approved. And so we came up with the 3 kiosks, Upper Park, Lower Park, and the concession building, the field house concession building.
So
What
that's,
letters are those? Those would be
Or the
A,
building,
B,
is
C.
that the
That
address
would
of the
be
building?
what?
On the map, I can't worry about all that in a minute, it's gotta be too much. But on the,
Okay.
so the map
Hold on,
was
just a minute.
A, B, and C are the kiosks.
And the kiosks, what do you mean by that?
There's
The enclosed.
enclosed,
Informational
okay, I know what
boards.
you're talking about. Enclosed glass areas.
Yes.
Which have really been underutilized, I think.
Okay.
And so, and these are pretty much weather protected, so these could just be the corrugated signs. They don't need to be metal. And,
$50 each.
yeah. What is the material? Corrugated, is it
It's corrugated plastic.
plastic?
It's like a corrugated cardboard where it's got the center in it, but it's plastic.
Yeah, okay, all right. Then the rest of the signs would be metal, and they run $72 each, and they would be, and it's all this sign that's on the front of the packet. So I did it on the placement we came up with on the map, and then also took photos of the locations.
Oh, wonderful.
And so walking around the park, the 3 kiosks, A, B, and C. Then D would be, if you look on the photo, the side of the dugout fencing facing the Gentry Street parking. All right? And Jackie Bob marked these with the green flag, but some of your green flags have disappeared.
So when you mean the side of the dugout, do you mean like on the stone, or do you mean on the fence?
The wire.
Fencing. Dugout fencing. Yeah.
So the back side of it would just be like
Metal.
Metal.
Yeah.
They're aluminum sheets.
Yeah, and the size, again, the size is
24 by 36.
correct. So it's not going to totally block the visibility.
24 by 36.
We can make them smaller,
2
maybe.
by 3 feet, yeah. Do you think that's too big?
Big on something like that?
Alright, so it would be about this wide.
Yeah. Looks big.
That would be close to it right there.
Yeah. 2 by 3 feet.
If that's what this is,
This is 11.
Well, it's 11-ish. This is a rough, so it would be about that big.
big.
Well, I
And
thought,
we have, are all of them gonna be that big?
well,
I think,
Just the corrugated plastic ones.
no,
24 by 36. Yeah, we had that size in the kiosk. I had asked what size the one was that was already posted.
Okay, those boards up there, are those 24 by 36?
They look like they could be.
They're about that, I think
That's
so.
24 by 36 right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, if you want it 18 by 24, we can go 18 by 24. Whatever you want, I can make it the size.
Well, I started looking at 18 by 24 for the kiosks.
Yeah, I definitely agree that 18 by 24 in the kiosk.
That'll bring the price down.
Okay, good.
But,
Well, what about,
18 by 24 in the kiosk.
How big are the kiosks though?
Kiosk are, I
I
mean,
didn't know they
they're
were,
kind of,
yeah, but I didn't know it was even 3 feet
Yeah, they're
high
3 foot.
though.
They're 3 foot.
They are?
They're 3 by about 5, 3 by 5.
it would probably take half of the kiosk,
Yeah.
but I don't think that's a bad idea.
I don't either.
I don't
No,
mind it being in the kiosk.
Yeah, same.
Already fixed. I'm just thinking about, this is a lot of signs.
There are a lot of signs.
Yeah,
You're right,
that's
that's
too
too
many
big.
signs.
Yeah,
And if
probably
they're that
more than
big,
you're out walking the field and we're trying to put it on existing fencing, it's not as much as it would appear. And they're in the places that we need to catch people coming into the park.
Okay.
But I want, yes, let me know if you think something could be removed.
A, B,
Well,
and
do
C
you
are
think that is overkill?
a little bit, but let's look through the pictures and let's get the big picture first and then go back to, okay, so D is,
So D is, you catch people coming from the parking lot by the police station.
yeah, okay,
All right. So that they know that that field, number one, is not a dog field.
right,
And the rest of the rules as well.
right.
Um,
And then E,
E
that's
is,
also that same
this
area,
is,
is not?
yes.
Oh, no, I'm sorry, it's
This
on
is
the other
the
side.
same field, other side.
Mhm.
And this is where the existing sign is. We would replace that sign with the new signage. And this is probably the 18 by 24, which is actually what we were going for, but somehow we got quoted for 24 by 36.
Okay,
And this also is the area, no, this area would stay open, Steve, right? This fencing, this was.
Yeah, we did not talk about closing that one.
all right.
Okay.
So that sign that's there right now, which you can't quite read, would it go on that pole?
Yes, we said it's.
So we replace that. And what's the size of that sign right there, do you know?
That there's 18 by 24.
Okay.
But
that's
this is,
what I
this
mean.
right here in this picture is not 18 by 24.
Which one?
In the
The one
picture,
that's
the sign in
there
the
that says-
picture.
That's it right
I
there.
think
No.
it is.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
All right then.
Okay.
Thank you.
So that's what I had envisioned. Sarah's
Okay.
right. That's looked like that's way too big.
Yeah. All right, so then let's look at F.
Okay, so F is same location for the other dugout for field 2.
I feel like,
That-
wouldn't you walk right by E or D or
To get
A
to
to
F.
get to F?
Yeah, I think you can't get there without, so I think F could be redundant.
E is facing.
Is this
Yeah.
facing toward Rollingwood Drive and Trail? Oh, no,
Good.
that wasn't.
I'm trying to.
Okay,
E
E
is already
is where
got.
the existing pole is.
Yeah,
E is where the existing pole is.
Yeah,
And that's to catch people
coming from the
with
parking lot.
dogs from going in that open fence area into field 1.
And that would get closed? Is that the one
No.
that get
That, I
closed?
don't.
No, this
No,
is-
E will stay
E
open.
will stay
G is the
open.
one.
It's
Okay,
G,
sorry.
and then also to the far left on field 1 you see there, or the right field.
yeah, is
Field
it,
1. So you think if we had E, you think F would be redundant on the
I
side of
personally
that
do.
field? Okay.
Because you can't get to F without passing E, G, A, D, or B.
Okay.
well, is it, if it's already existing,
F,
E is existing.
E is an existing pole.
I'm talking about F.
F is not
F
existing.
is on the next page, it's a
No,
dugout.
F
It was
would
putting
be
on a
the
dugout.
side of the dugout.
I feel
So
like,
getting rid of F.
yeah, because I just don't want to have
So many signs.
so many signs, you know, like you said, litterish, plus it's, you know,
Yeah,
Okay.
a lot of no, 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 no.
Yeah, I mean, we want it to be welcoming,
Yeah.
not,
So I feel like F could be eliminated.
okay.
I would say at least for E, to make sure it's turned more towards the parking lot, because the way the sign was before,
frame.
you can only see it if you walk towards
Right.
field one. So if you're walking towards the dugout there, you would not see that sign.
Well,
If we turned it though, it would.
what about doing back-to-back signs on the existing pole?
I don't think that matters as long as it's just turned a little bit more towards the parking lot, so people getting out there
Okay.
would see it.
Does that, can the sign be turned or is it?
Yeah, that, right.
It's on a pole, so you can just
Okay.
rack it,
Yeah.
turn it.
Okay,
Okay.
Okay.
and that, it would be that size there. Okay. Okay, what about G?
Okay, G, this is the open fencing area that Steve is proposing closing, because this is in posting the sign on a pole here, installing a pole similar to the one we have with the sign. And that's to catch people either walking up with their dog and coming down the trail, as well as other park patrons. But
If that gets closed, do we
do
need
it
a
on
sign
the
there? Yeah.
I don't think so.
you don't think so?
If no one can enter there,
I think the discussion there was, even after closing it, was not even putting it on the fence, because then it would be that way, but to turn it as people come in. So the other big issue is the minute people hit the park, if they're walking, they unleash their dog and they go running towards the back one. Now, most of those people you would consider residents, so hopefully they will learn the rules and not do that. But
wouldn't they hit the sign at I to get into the field?
Yeah.
they would eventually.
But their dog would be off leash all the way down the that
Once.
trail. But
Correct, that's what I'm saying. If those people are residents, hopefully they
They
will
will learn over time.
eventually learn that the rule is not to unleash your dog the minute they hit the park.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
I
true.
would agree, if that's closed, I just don't know that.
Yeah, I would
Yeah,
like
that's
to
not-
see that one also eliminated.
Subject to closing the fence.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
If the fence stays open, then it's needed, but
Okay, and then I,
Okay. Or that's G. H
Oh,
is
yeah. Oh, sorry.
the switchback gate between the batting cages. And this is to catch people coming from the lower park up to the upper park before, yeah. Because really, there is nothing, the closest one would be the concession, or B, the concession, or A,
so people who come,
The
are coming
kiosk,
from
the
the
two
lower
kiosks.
part to the upper park,
yes,
is that what you're saying?
yes. Because
So it would be near the top of the stairs by the batting cages?
yes, that gate between the gate and
This one would actually be on the fence,
on the fencing, on the
right
outer
as
part of
you go through the
switchback.
squiggly walkthrough.
And then this would be that size there?
Yes, they'd all be this.
Okay.
And I can measure the kiosk.
Can we turn that sign around to see the color of it? I was just still kind of concerned about the color.
Well, we will,
We can make it any way you want. That's what I asked for the quote.
it will have green, it will also have some green on there.
And like the band around it like
Yes.
that?
Yes.
Okay.
I think the concern about the darker one is fading over time.
Yeah, I agree
Well,
with
I
that.
didn't so much want the dark background, but I wondered about, like, the signage we have out here, that's the two-tone brown, kind of the, of
The
like,
middle?
as kind of a, you can see it out here.
What sign?
We have a few park signs that are the brown lettering.
Just the lettering, the freestanding lettering?
No, it's,
They were printed a long time ago.
yes,
And
I
that's
think there's
what
one
was
over
decided at the
here,
time.
there's one over here on Gentry,
Yeah,
and there's one over here somewhere on
right.
Longwood Drive.
Mhm.
And it's from a park, maybe what was it, for the parking lot or?
It's direction for parking, where
Right.
to park
Right.
at City Hall. And that was
Anyway, I didn't know if
decided,
we wanted to match.
that was during Mayor Bowen's administration that those.
Yeah, I think Tammy was in charge
Tammy
of
was
those
in charge.
signs.
Yeah, you're right.
I think the whole thing with Bowie was this is now our logo and font, and any signage now this
Will
will
reflect
be
that.
the benchmark. Moving
Okay.
forward. Moving forward,
Right.
yes,
Okay.
we'll convert things over time, I think,
Yes.
to work with this.
Okay.
All right, so location, I, field 4 on that switchback, H.
Yeah.
And then I is the switchback by the dog station and will be by the dog water fountain. Okay. Any comments on those?
No.
Okay. And then location J, field 5, this is facing the informal parking lot right now. It would be pretty much where that trash can is, on the fence between the large gate on the right and the dog station on the left. And that's
So
to
Jay is on the fence too?
Yes, yes.
Where the dog station is as well, the second dog station.
Yes, back there, between the dogs, on the fence between the dog station and that large gate you see on the right. And that will catch people who park, bring their dog and park and come in that way. Okay. Any comment on that one? Okay. All right, so it looks like we feel that F and G, signs F and G can be eliminated,
Yes,
right?
I think so.
If the fence gets closed at G.
Yeah.
Subject to the fence getting closed, yeah. Okay, then the final thing is the field identification signs, which, field 1, field 2, through field 5. And it was determined that marking these on the backstop seems to be the best way to do that, but we want to make sure it's identifiable by both sides.
Yeah.
So people coming from either direction. So same size, they'd be like street sign sizes. There we go. And done and hung back to back on either side of the fence. Now the question that came up for me while we're doing this is what we approved says field 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So in the
Yes.
sign they're identified. But some of these say now have been identified as Hatley number 1, Hatley number 4.
They should be the same words.
Yes, but we also, part of the master plan is to keep a nod towards the history of our park. And I was a little concerned that if the fields lose the identity of Hatley Field, number 1 and 2,
They will lose the history.
they will lose that identity and that history.
So you like this sign Hatley, #4,
Well,
that's the preferred.
but I
That's
think
already there, right?
that's already there.
Okay,
And that's how they've been identified.
is that how you prefer it?
Well, I'm just bringing this up for discussion.
We could change
Because we
this
say
to
Hatley
Hatley Field. Yeah.
Hatley Field 1, and then,
I don't think that's what field. I think Hatley #4 says it. Just
even though it says Field 1.
Well, we want the rules and the signs, the rules sign and the field signs to match, so they say the same thing. So Hatley
Well,
Field,
well,
putting
it's
Hatley
field
Fields on
three.
this.
Where, okay,
I mean, I don't know if we have enough room to put it on the
It can be put on there,
Would
whatever
it
you
be
want.
large enough to read from a distance?
Hatley Fields.
Hatley Field
Hatley
number
Field.
1, Hatley Field. Or do we put, can we just put Hatley Fields on these signs and then just put Field 1, Field 2, Field 3? So Hatley is still identified in these signs.
I think so.
I think you can just, if your concern is to leave the history, this says Hatley #4.
Right.
And then just add on your sign,
Hatley.
Hatley Fields, blah, blah, blah. I don't think you have to have the word field in there. I think the Hatley is the most important thing.
Yes.
Hatley #4 looks great.
Yeah, I do too. And then if you want to add Hatley on the sign, that's not a big deal. While in Hatley Fields 3, 4, 5, is that
And
what
there's
you
a
want to
hashtag
add?
on there as well already.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I say we add Hatley to the park rules sign.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So these will just say Hatley, hashtag and a number.
Yeah.
And then the sign, we'll just add while in Hatley Fields. Okay.
I have a question about, like, kind of like a graphic like this. Is there anywhere in the park where we have an overview schematic, either this aerial view, you know, like a photographic one, or just like the master plan where it's drawn out that's showing an overview of where the fields are and like where everything is?
Well, that's where I grabbed this.
Yes.
Okay. Is that in the kiosks?
No.
No.
Where is
I
it?
thought this was in this kiosk, wasn't it? Or it's the streets of Berlin-Wood.
I don't think so.
I don't know. But you're saying we need to have a map in the kiosks.
I think it would be so great to have an overview map in the kiosks for folks that are coming in and seeing those, just to see everything in the park, not just where the fields are located, but all of the amenities.
Yeah.
If we could get that printed on like one of the corrugated plastic, you know, I don't know how much room is left in the kiosks, but
I will go measure. Before we order signs, I'll measure to make sure that they can accommodate this. And are y'all okay if this takes up the majority, like half of the kiosks?
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, if you could do half maps and half.
Well, I know there is other
Need
stuff, like
room
the
in there to put some other
bicycle
stuff.
rodeo, they put those, you know, current. I'm sorry.
I didn't hear you.
I think we need to leave some space for doing current things like the flyer for the bike rodeo coming up. Or this. So we do need some space, but I do think the rules are important because if you want people to follow the rules, they need to know what they are, and that's always been the issue. That for softball, for the police, for just, compliance.
if this does get put up somewhere, I would say probably we rename baseball field, softball field, and whatever, Hatley 1, Hatley 2,
Right.
3, 4, 5.
Right.
But
Okay.
I'd love to see that up in the park
Okay.
somewhere for folks.
Yeah, this was all generated by Nudge, but do they have the photos? And we could do the graphics on them, or?
I've seen various
Bowie, you know, apparently they're pretty pricey.
Bowies.
Bowie, yeah. I don't know, I guess we need to visit with Amber, is what kind of quality it is. Is this something we can do in-house, or do we have to go to Bowie? Robin, what do you think?
We've got the graphics, so we can
send
send it anywhere and just have it done.
There's something attached to the back of our lease,
Yeah.
so this, I mean, this is
I
black
mean,
and white, but I mean, Amber might.
They're so old and so dark, getting copied that we need to really.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a color one of this, but yeah,
Yeah.
this one's got the field 1, 2, 3, 4, 5
Yeah.
map.
Yeah.
It would be helpful for baseball and softball people too. I know like at the soccer fields that my daughter plays at, they have signs at the
So you can
entrances
find it, yeah.
so that you know
Yes,
where
we're
you're
going,
going.
and it helps to have fresh perspective too, because we're not.
And if we don't want the
Seeing
dogs,
forest.
you know, if we want the dogs in a certain spot as well.
Okay.
No, that's a great idea. Is there any way to make the field number signs a little bit bigger than 6 by 18?
What's the next size up, Jackie Bob, do you know?
No, I could they'll make aluminum plates any size I want.
Right, I was
But,
just hoping to use
yeah,
like
like custom
standard
size.
sizes for cost.
I'll have to find out on that. That's, yeah, it's 6 by 18, I think.
18 by 20 maybe would be the next one?
Yeah, probably 18 by 20.
18.
So
Y'all
one
gonna
of
be,
the
hey, y'all gonna be here just a minute?
Well, I think
I'm a phone call away.
8 by 20.
if you could put, if it was a square, you could put Hatley in that size lettering, and then you could put number 1 in like really, really big lettering.
Yeah.
The hashtag 1 underneath it. Right. We just go to a lot of sports fields, and I struggle
To find.
often, and that sign compared to like, I mean, soccer fields are bigger than baseball fields,
Yeah.
but that sign's very small. How do you feel
Our
about
park
it?
is pretty small.
I mean, I would say that's a little, I don't know. Some of them are that's bigger than some of them, but like on field 1 and 2, the number's definitely bigger than that, right? I don't know, it's like square thing.
And are we replacing the numbers 1 and 2 with the new signage?
Yeah, I think to get more uniform, because it's
Yeah.
like each field has like a different little sign up.
And some don't have any.
I think 18 by 20 is probably a lot better size than that little 6 by 18.
This one is 18 by 24.
Yeah.
Even 18 by 24 would be great because you could make number 1, hashtag 1 really, really big.
You think that, you don't think that's too big? Would that be a distraction on the back?
That's a little big myself.
I think that's a little, I
That
think
might be a
somewhere
little
in
big.
between.
12 by 16 is the next more common size.
And we
So
could get the word
12.
Hadley on
How
12 inches.
deep is it from the top to the bottom of walk you here? The tree.
From deer dog to walk here.
Okay.
15.
Yeah.
So just below, that's 16 right at that point. That's
Well, I don't think
16.
it needs to be bigger than 16 for sure. And even, what does 14 look like?
There's 14.
So like 11
What
by
about
14?
Yeah.
11 by 14, because that's a standard size too.
Yeah.
11 is, this is 11.
No, I think it has to be.
I think it has to be
wider.
bigger than
So
that.
12 by 16,
There's 12.
that's a standard size. I'm just saying that we don't want them to cut a special.
16 is
cut.
just below the
I wouldn't do it 16.
Yeah,
I think I would do it
You think, but it could be 16 by 12, you know what I mean? It doesn't have a 14.
All right, here's the story.
This is standard size.
These signs go up in 6-inch increments.
So 6 inches,
Okay, you can get an 18 by 12,
12 by 18.
12 by 18. And this,
18 by 12.
yep, 18 by 12.
Okay.
And then you can go 24 by 12. It's just 6-inch increments either direction.
And that's the standard.
That's the plates that they carry. They go up 6 inches. Any plate I can get is made in 6-inch increments.
And that one there is,
18 by 6.
You could
so,
get 18 by 12, and if you want it Hatley on the top one and 1 on the bottom.
Yes.
so you can go 6 inches one way?
Yeah,
Does
you
it
can
have
go
to
any
six-
direction you want to, one way, or both.
Okay.
How wide is the word Vance on there? Because Hatley's just one more letter. No, wide.
This one,
4
Yeah.
inches. Oh.
10, 11.
11.
So you won't get it onto 12.
No, you
You
go
won't be
18
able
by
to do
12.
Hatley.
You go 18 by 12, so you put it here, in 11 in the center of 18, and then you go down and put your other on the other 6 inch.
Well, something you got to consider, if you go smaller, then the words are going to be smaller.
Yeah.
So if you want the impact, if you want people to read it, you've got to have a sign big enough for them to
Exactly.
read it, what you're conveying to them.
Well, we're just gonna put Hatley
these signs. But if you have to do it 18 lengthwise to get in the word Hatley, you're not going to be able to get Hatley in 12 inches because that Vance is 11.
Right.
So you would have to go up to 18 inches to be able to get Hatley lengthwise if you have to.
Hadley will be, Hadley will be wider because you got another letter in there.
Yeah, that's so, yeah, so Hatley won't fit on 12, so then you're up to 18 lengthwise, but then if you're doing an 18 by 12, then you're gonna have field number 4, hashtag 4, this little tiny lettering,
Right.
so you end up really needing 18 by 18.
Darlene, we can ask her, match it up.
If you want the hashtag 1 to be bigger than those letters there, you're gonna need to go to 18 by 18.
How tall are the letters there?
4 inches.
So 4 inches.
So
I think you could get Hatley 1 and 2 on that size. I do. Because it's one more letter, and then you do hashtag 1 or hashtag 2.
I guess what I'm saying is, I think that's too small.
Can you measure it again
Let's see the
from
number.
the width of it?
Okay.
Not the height, but the width.
18. Sorry, I have my glasses on. 18. This is 18 by 6, and the letters are 4 inches.
So what do you think about bringing it out 6 inches, so 24?
But it only
24
needs
by
to, oh,
and you have it on one,
6.
and you have it on one line.
Then the number is still gonna be that font size.
Yeah. So you think that
The only way to get the number in a bigger font size than that is to do 18 by 18. If you have to go up in
square
6 inches.
versus rectangle. Okay.
Okay.
Am I making sense?
Yeah.
If you're forced to go up in 6-inch increments, then that's the only way to get the number bigger than those lettering right there.
And we're really only,
18 by 18 and 2 lines. With,
okay, height again on that, please, I'm sorry.
6.
6, so if,
So Hatley would be in that 4-inch lettering, and then we would want to make the number as big as possible in a larger font. Does that make sense?
yeah, okay.
It's a magic marker.
It would be nice if they could go up in 2-inch increments.
Yeah.
You got to work with what you have.
Mhm.
so,
So what do we want to do? Yeah, or what are our choices?
We could put our logo on it. Does that cost extra though, right?
I'm sure it would have cost, but it's only,
We don't need the logo.
No.
I mean, it would
So we'll
be the
take
same.
that. Like that, is that what you're saying?
That's
Exactly,
Well,
sorry.
yeah, by 18.
Something like that.
That's kind of what I was thinking. Yeah, like the number would be bigger than the word Hatley. I just think that lettering is very small.
Yeah.
And I feel like Hatley isn't as important as the number.
I wonder if they could put the hashtag like up above it like that, Hatley.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just,
If it's that small, then,
Yeah.
I don't even, I feel like people won't really be able to see the numbers, and that's really kind of the point.
Jackie Bob, can I have, what's this group, this sign group they're called?
Mark?
Yes. Can they do mock-up, like,
Yes,
Oh,
you
yeah.
have to look, well, how about I have them do, a mock-up electronically, and we look at that.
Sounds great.
I think it's a good idea.
Okay. Wonderful.
Maybe do the 18 by 18, and then do 6 by 24. Is that what we have to go to?
For rectangle.
For a rectangle, we have to go. That's what I'm asking. And then if we do a square, ask them for both mock-ups so we can compare.
More than
So we
one.
want 18
More than
by
one.
18 and,
6 by 24.
24 by 6, yeah. Okay. Okay.
And you want the hashtag number?
Yes. Would you
And you want
like,
it bigger?
would you like me to talk to them?
No, I've got 6 ladies over there that I've talked to directly, shook all their hands, and I've got 6 ladies who'll do anything we need.
Okay.
So I think Jackie Bob, we do want the number, that hashtag number bigger
Bigger,
than
yes,
the
ma'am.
other phone.
Okay. Well,
You wanted 1 or 2 sizes bigger than the word.
As big as they can fit on the sign.
yeah.
Now, that can be big.
Well, I mean, it's as big as what will, if it's a 6 by 24, it'll be in that 4-inch lettering. If it's an 18 by 18, however big they can make the number, and still
Well,
look good.
you want the word to match at that point, so you don't have it, or you want the number bigger than
The
the word.
number bigger than the word
The
happy.
word 4-inch number, whatever they can get on there.
Yes.
Okay. You will have a mock-up probably by tomorrow.
Do we need a motion on anything?
No, but I do think we need to
I think we-
summarize what we want
Yes.
to do, and that would be, so we want to get mock-ups of the field signs in the 2 different sizes that we're considering. We want to get a revised cost estimate reflecting the sizes that we're asking for. And
On the general signs that are gonna be.
On the general
18
signs,
by-
yeah.
They're gonna be 18 by 24.
yes, we want that, and I think those are the 2 things that we want.
And the elimination of 2.
Yes, and that would be the revised cost estimate, reflecting that we're gonna get rid of the 2 signs in the different sizes. Yes, thank you. And then there was one other thing I wanted to bring up, and I don't know, is it just me, but in the sign, there's 2 things about the main sign that I wanted to throw out there. And one is the 3rd sentence, please be courteous and respectful to others, respectful of others. I don't know, to others, of others. For some reason, that's always stuck. I've not really ever loved that sentence. But if nobody else cares about it, I'll let it go.
I like,
You like of?
I'm okay either way, but two.
Okay, so we got 3 on the of side. What is your?
because you're courteous to others, you're not courteous of others.
But what about respectful? Should we take out?
Please be courteous and respectful.
Should we take out respectful, courteous to others?
I think both of them, yeah.
Can you be You can be respectful but not courteous, but can you be courteous and not respectful? I mean, I feel like maybe courteous covers respectful.
I don't think it can be too much.
Okay.
I would leave it in to or of.
Please be courteous. Okay, we can add, please be courteous to and respectful of others.
Or you could just flip respectful and courteous, and that way courteous would be next to 2. And then I'll feel better about it.
All right, so you're okay with that? Colleen suggested we flip respectful and courteous. So please be respectful and courteous to others.
Yeah.
I like that. Perfect solution. Thank you.
And Amber, and we're gonna add the word Hatley on the park rules, Hatley Fields. Do we have to go through Bowie to make these minor changes, or?
I don't think so, as long as the sign company, they have
Sign
their
come
way.
to do whatever we want.
Yeah,
So
no,
we shouldn't, so these
Yes.
changes would not?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Okay, and I have one other thing, and again, I'll let it go. I'm willing to let it go pretty easy too, but I feel like the logo takes up a lot of valuable real estate on the sign. Do you think that it could be made smaller? Or do you think it needs to be big? Or do you think it could be at the bottom? What do y'all think about where the logo is placed?
I like it in the top.
I like it.
Okay,
I like it.
all right then, we'll leave it just like that. Okay,
Okay, so have we summarized?
yes, I think we have summarized.
Summary. First, we're gonna get mock-ups of the field signs in the 2 sizes, a revised cost estimate on the 18 by 24 signs,
And less number of signs, right? 'Cause
Well, and the elimination of 2 signs.
Okay.
G.
Okay.
Change wording to respectful and courteous, add Hadley to fields before fields 3, 4, 5 on the sign.
I think that's all.
Okay.
Excellent, thank you.
Okay.
Okay,
Who thought signs would be?
well, I think it's really important because you're gonna be there a long time, right?
Yeah.
And that's,
The only other thing is potentially discussing more an overview, a park overview
Oh,
sign
yeah.
for inside the kiosks.
Yeah, I forgot that, so,
Yeah.
so how am I gonna word that? To get a quote for
Well,
the map?
look into obtaining.
Okay.
Look into obtaining. Because Amber, Colleen brought up a very good point that it would also be helpful to have in the kiosk a map of the park. Do we have, this is nudge, I got this from the master plan. Do we have just a nice aerial shot digitally that we could then put graphics on?
I feel like we do.
I was saying we have one on the back of our lease, but like mine's really
So
faded
old.
black and white.
I think
So I
we
didn't
could
know if
put
we had
one
an
on the back
original.
of the RFP too.
Okay. That's not marked, so that we can mark it with graphics that we want. Because we would change some of the wording on this.
Well, if not, I know Carrie the Wiz that's doing that. We can get her to help us with that.
See, that one looks,
Yeah, I've got
it's old though.
I've got an aerial
It's not very green.
that I attached to the RFP. The wording, yeah, like you have on the back of your contract.
Well, is that something we could ask Nudge without costing a fortune? If they have we just want maybe the overview with, that shows the outline of the park. And then we can put our graphics on to,
Yeah, we'll ask them.
okay,
yeah, you could send us a flyer.
okay.
Okay. Item 10 then, discussion and possible action on a recommendation to the city council regarding improvements and upgrades to the lower playground. So this was the Gaga.
The Gaga ring. And I was gonna say, I've looked at it a little bit, I haven't done a lot on it.
Okay.
It looks fairly inexpensive to do. It's kind of, you can make it yourself, but they have these prefab kits that just look like plastic
Yeah.
hooked together,
Mm-hmm.
and then figure out the surface.
Yeah.
So, I don't think the cost is gonna be, I just haven't had the time to really.
Okay. Well, we
get
can
something on it. So
we can
Colleen,
table
I
it
need
till
to-
July.
Huh?
We can table it to July because I think that we're talking about one of the main reasons for doing that is to improve the appearance of the area, and the poor in place surface is the most expensive aspect of that.
Yeah.
And then
I-
the- you
you
know,
know,
the-
it would help me maybe to go look at one, at what the surface of the bottom is.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Well, I think, okay, so in my experience of seeing many Gaga pits at camps and schools and other places, some of them just surface the bottom with mulch. Some have that rubbery, track surface that's in the playground right now, that rubber stuff. Some of them are just on grass, and then the inside ends up being kind of dirt because the kids are running around so much they kind of have the grass. My only thing that I was thinking is when we were looking at those kits, or even if it was just going to be building it ourselves, I did like the one that was a few inches off the ground, because I think being right under a tree or right under a couple trees, there's going to be debris, falling in it, and that'll make it a lot easier for the landscapers to blow it out and get all that debris out if it's not like this, if it's not all the way touching the ground. If it's a little bit off the ground, they can just blow right under it and get it cleared away a lot easier.
Yeah.
So I liked that design. Remember there was one that was like a few inches up. And to play Gaga, the ball's this big, so you don't need it to be right sitting on the ground. It's not like the ball's gonna fall out through the crack or anything. And I would love the idea of that rubberized, I think that's a great, safe, nice,
Attractive,
surface.
uh-huh.
Yeah, and it's consistent with what else is there. I don't know what the cost is of that. But those were my only
It's
two
not
thoughts.
that, and I did see they had two different sizes. Is there?
I think we probably could do with a 15 or 20 foot, depending on what the space was, because you want space around it for kids to stand on the outer, rim of it.
Okay.
Because when they get out, they jump back over. Yeah, we can talk about it more. I did quiz a bunch of kids that were over, and they all loved the idea of having a Gaga pit down at the park. So
What is the age range for?
I would say elementary through middle school. I don't know that you're going to get a lot of high schoolers that are going to play in it, but
No, but that would be good, that would be really good for our playscape area, because we really does focus more on the younger kids. We got the preschool playscape and then the young elementary, so that would be something that would extend the age range. I really like the Gaga pit idea. I hope.
they play it at all the Eames schools. They have them at camps.
Yeah.
Let's call it, yeah, like, I just went online, a 20-inch diameter, 20 foot, 20-foot diameter, 1770.
Right. Like I said,
I
it's
think we're gonna get it all installed less than $5,000.
It's, yeah, I think the cost will be in the surfacing more than the kit.
Right, that's exactly right. And then, of course, we need to figure out, we're gonna have some
So is it
signage
ball?
and balls.
So how do we keep track of the balls, and you just check them out?
I think that we could have some balls
And the desk.
like here and, like maybe
I just
an
wonder if
inch
I
here.
should bring them.
And then they bring their own ball.
They totally could.
Yeah, yeah. They could bring their own ball, but they
Or have
could
checkout balls.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's BYOB.
BYOB, bring your own ball. Okay,
All right.
great, so we'll have some more to talk about in July.
Okay.
All right. Discussion and possible action regarding the July 2nd Park Commission meeting. Hold the regular meeting on, or to move the meeting to another date in the month. So I'm going to firmly lobby for moving it.
Okay. I'm good with that.
And I think the 9th work for y'all?
I believe so.
I'm going to be calling into that one.
Okay, great.
Or video conferencing into that one, whatever the case may be.
So it's exciting, so we'll have to make sure we get our video conferencing.
Or
good.
call's fine, audio's good.
We could Skype you in. Okay.
Are we equipped to do that? I thought there was some.
We were working on it.
I don't know anything about this.
That's news, okay.
Now that we have new legal counsel, we can ask them. Our former legal counsel said it wasn't possible, but I know that Travis County commissioners do it, and so we can reach out to Charlie and see what he
It was addressed in my training video for being on this commission, and the notation that they made was that certain commissions that was acceptable and other commissions
I think
it was
there's
not.
an emergency factor with that also.
Okay.
Okay.
Then maybe I won't be calling in, but I won't.
or maybe we will
But
see
you
you
won't
on
be
the
here.
big screen.
I won't. I will.
You're gone July and August, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then we need to do this more.
Yeah. Like soon. Okay.
Next week.
So we have to make sure that David can attend on the 9th. Okay. So you want to put it to the 9th?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was my one caveat for joining this commission.
Yeah, it was interesting because when I asked Amber about it, I thought for sure she said that it wasn't, we could do it. All right. And even if it's not allowed, you could listen in if you wanted to.
Okay.
You would, and you could give public comment.
Okay.
Do we need a motion to move that?
I don't think so. I think it just a consensus. Okay, so let's do a discussion regarding the fiscal year 2019-2020 budget. So I looked at a lot of that, but I was relying on Amber to give us a good overview.
Oh, yes. So basically, I would just like you all to start thinking about anything that you want in the budget for the upcoming year, and have that ready for the July meeting to discuss. So if you have projects and stuff, please bring those into me, and we can get you a draft budget document.
Okay.
And then we'll bring it back to the next park commission meeting, and y'all can officially vote on it.
Mm-hmm.
I do have a couple of questions.
Okay.
If this is a good time.
Yes.
So I was going through the worksheet.
Yes.
And on line item 5155, the system operation, tell me about that, where it says we're carryover from past years. System operation, it was at,
Which document is that?
I'm looking at the worksheet, item 5155, line item.
So I have that one, and it says requested amount 0, current
Zero.
level.
Current level.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the back sheet here, it says request for modification of line item descriptions, and says 5155 system operation. Purpose carry over from past years. I just didn't know
What does that mean?
I need to look at it.
Okay. And then also I noticed on line item 5050, the municipal retirement system expense, we have suggested the current level of 2250 for next year, but this year we have an expense for that line item at 5271.
So this, what you are seeing is what you had for last year. So it's just to show you last year's worksheet.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a proposal, like I didn't update any numbers.
Oh,
Yeah, this
I
says
see.
7,
This is
16, 18.
Right.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So the 5155, we suggested deleting system operations because we weren't using that line item. And we said it was a carryover from past years, so I'm guessing that nobody understood what that line item was meant for, so we just asked to delete it.
Okay, all right. Okay, so you're just providing us what was last year to start thinking about.
Yes, and then there's also a blank one. So, but I wanted to at least put in the one from last year.
Gotcha, okay.
And then there is also the projection, and you'll have to cruise through the PDF to find the park section. But that shows the projections as of April 30th. And so Abel does his best kind of trying to find those one-time expenditures and make sure he's accounting, yeah, this is a one-time, it doesn't need to be projected out monthly, but then those monthly expenditures, how he thinks will end the year. And so that should help you.
Okay, I'm with you.
Okay.
About it too.
I had, no, I lost it. Oh, well. Okay, well, it will come back to me this afternoon, I'm sure. Oh, here it is, community education item 5449, line item is $1,000, but that is not supposed to come from our city budget. Is that the
community garden?
Is that the community garden? Because that's not supposed to be an expense to the park. But if that's the Waterwise garden, is that in there? Where is that Waterwise garden in there? That's my question. I was wondering where the Waterwise garden was, and also why the community education garden is in there when it's not supposed to be an expense. It's supposed to be self.
Right, that might just be where he is paying, he's probably expensing out, because people ask for reimbursement, and so he's probably developed a line item to pay people out of that, I'm assuming.
Okay. That's probably it. Okay, so, and then, so for the maintenance of the Waterwise Garden, is that,
The City Hall, Waterwise.
yeah, so is that under City Hall?
I'm not sure where we charge that.
Okay. Could be under City Hall, because it's city property.
You have the
Okay, so-
invoices in that?
Yeah, I mean, bring your big dreams next time and ask for the money. They can say no.
Do you have any ideas? I mean,
I just want to get these projects we have now done. It just seems like they would take.
Takes forever. That's right. So when you ask for the money, at least that'll keep the ball rolling.
Yeah.
So
What was the situation with that splash pad that we got some information on?
That was a vendor that
We
sent
sent
it
it to
to
us.
us.
Okay, all right,
Yeah.
you were just passing that along.
Just passing it on.
yeah, I said just pass it on because it's worthwhile to discuss it. I don't think it's practical for us to have that.
I didn't think we had a rate for it. I didn't know where we would put it.
To that and
Maintain and construct.
Yeah,
okay, so yeah, I just wanted to give you all the option to weigh in on it, but I didn't think it was a practical option for us at this point.
I do like the theory of vendors going straight to the park rather than through the middleman. That would save money.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if it's an installation. You could do our own. Not the splash pad idea, but just other,
Yeah, I agree. Okay, so, all right, so put your budget caps on this month.
Oh, I guess, are we going down this list? Or no,
We're still on 12, but we can go to 13 next. Unless, Amber, did you want to talk more about the budget? Item 12 or no?
No.
Okay. All right, let's do our updates and be finished. Okay, so update A, walking trail butterfly plant additions project. So I think it's been approved and the contract's signed and we're just waiting for the start and waiting for Kerwin to, you know, I think we're next on his schedule.
scheduled to actually do it.
Yeah, installation. So, but you know, really need to probably reach out to him because he can't be installing it during 4th of July. So, give myself a little note to.
Okay, so Scott Ogden is actually paid out of the City Hall budget.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay. Okay. Thank you. B, Rollingwood Trail improvements and budget. So that was, we were denied the grant.
Oh.
So it's kind of,
They recommended a larger project. They recommended including the Lana Lane.
yeah. So I'm open to including that, but that's for next year, so we have time on that. Okay, lightning detection system. So,
I think Wendy wanted to put that on hold till next month.
okay, and then Robert Patterson had sent some, you know, he's not in favor of it. He's the president, lives up the street, Pickwick. That is Pickwick. Yeah, so.
Did you receive communication from him?
Or what was the?
Did you receive communication from him?
I did, and I will pass it on
Would you?
to Robin so she can send it to you. I don't want to speak for him,
Right.
but he's not in favor of it, and he'll tell you why. D, fundraising strategies. So you are going to work on the commitment cards. I think that's our main fundraising strategy at the time. The line item for the water bill that we've been talking about for a long time is going to get a bid because now that they've got their contract renewed, they're willing to give us a bid. So It's kind of like when people can check a box and say, yes, I'll donate $1 or whatever. Okay, Delana Trap. I'm not aware of any updates for that. A, B, C, D, E, D, E.
I know, interesting, huh?
Yeah, I like it.
Me too.
It's like we're going backwards and forwards.
Mine does F, G.
Oh, does it? Good for you. Wow.
That's weird.
Yes. Okay, the other D, drainage and accessibility improvements. We have any updates on that? Okay. And E, potential future park projects, which I'm not aware of any, and I would like to just kind of get some of our other stuff wrapped up before we take on anything else.
But you do want us to start thinking about them for the next meeting.
Yes.
For budget.
Yeah, I have no update on any future project at the moment, but that's going to stay on there. So if you have any ideas, beautiful ideas for the park, you can always have an option to discuss another meeting. Okay, so mine goes 12, 13, 12.
I know.
So,
I don't know what is happening there.
So we can talk about the financial report.
I didn't see anything.
I looked through it, and the only thing I saw, of course, was the expensive boards for the picnic table. So that's all that I saw. Okay, so I'll make a motion to adjourn at 9:56 a.m. You move, okay. Any discussion? Okay.
Who seconded Marina?
Marina, okay. We're adjourned.
So do we